Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Or 7 days video. It's Tuesday. On Tuesdays, I try to test my palate, drink something a little out of the usual for me, and I think today's definitely fits that. This beer is courtesy of Keith from 93 Lumber. Thanks so much, Keith. I really appreciate it. I will at him in the description box below. Make sure you check out his channel. He's a great guy, great beer tuber. But yeah, let's get into it. So this is Bangor, Slate, Reserva from Two Rivers Brewing Company. And like when I first started reading it, you might be like, that doesn't sound that different from the kind of beers you drink, but just wait till the end or for the whole thing. So our multi-award winning Baltic Porter. I love Baltic Porters. Porter stouts, right? Okay. Aged in spent wine barrel. In a spent wine barrel. Okay, yeah, I mean, I do, drink beer that's been aged in barrels, usually like bourbon, but wine, I do those from time to time. In our wild cellar. So this has, they're saying this is moderately acidic, like vinous, vinous, however you pronounce that word, and beautiful. That's why I think this is going to be kind of an interesting one, because it's going to have similar flavors that I'm used to, like a Baltic Porter, red wine barrel, relatively, familiar with that. But then the wild aspect of this and how all three of those things are going to work together, to me, that's like, this is a cool video to do on it, or cool beer to do on a Tuesday video. Name for the, for the Slate mine just north of Easton in Bangor, Pennsylvania, which was regarded as the best roofing slate in the world due to its exceptional density. Let's get into it. And again, thank you, Keith. Not that this video is going to be about the difference between porters and stouts, but it kind of made me think of it as I was pouring it out. To me, the difference is, oh, that smells really good. Stouts are usually like fuller and thicker, in my opinion. And when I was pouring it, the color looked a little lighter than I think a stout looks too. And that just made me think too, what's the ABV of this? 8.4%. I was saying this would be a little bit lower. I mean, it's fine. I was just saying this is going to be a little bit lower alcohol. So kind of like what I was saying when I was talking about when I was pouring it, there's black to it, but having kind of come off a run of doing a lot of stouts, this one does have more brown than black, or at least more brown than those ones had, but not that different either. Really like compact bubbles, not quite like fluffy, but definitely like compact. Sticking, oh, whoa, I said that, then a bunch dropped. But yeah, some still sticking to the side of the glass. Let's see, a little bit of legs. Yeah, beautiful looking beer. Let's get into the aroma. I love that smell. Wow. Because, like, I have had beers like this, but few and far between, So, like, it really brings me back. Oh, man. And it's funny because I'm using this glass. This glass is from the North Brewery in Endicott, New York. And the smell reminds me of a beer they did. And I cannot for the life of me, was it the Poet maybe? But it really reminds me of that, where you get like some of that port, stoutiness, but like, and you get that red wine too, but that the brightness of the acidity, this like bright grape note, wow. Some vanillin kind of helps round it out. Cherries, raspberries. Oh my goodness. It smells fantastic. Let's get into the glass. Cheers. Thanks again, Keith. Hope you're doing well. I like that. Good level of acidity. And like, it was a hair sharp on first sip. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say I bet the second sip, it doesn't feel sharp at all. It just feels like commanding your attention. It's not like vinegary or anything like that, Like the aroma, I get some cherry and raspberry notes. It's a little bit more orchard fruit for me on the taste, but that stuff is there. So you're getting fruit in a few different ways, like just fruity esters even. The oaky red wine barrel aspects for me definitely come through. And it's interesting, and I'll do more sips, obviously, Man, there's almost like a little bit of a red hue as I'm looking at it at that angle, probably from the red wine barrels, but or barrel. Shoot, what was I just gonna say? The how much porter is coming through? I don't know. I'll have to do another sip. So this sip, I'm really looking for the porter base and the acidity. And is it so like commanding my attention? Let's see. I was 100% right about the acidity. And it's just a nice part of the sip. Wow. Still commands your attention, but not like as aggressively. Man, this is interesting. If I was drinking this beer and I didn't see the coloring at all, I don't know if my mind would go to porter. This is a really this is what I was hoping for. And again, like why I do these videos on Tuesdays is like, this is really challenging, not to drink, but to explain some aspects of it. So like, this is like the perfect thing. And like, I don't know if I would have gone port if I was doing this completely blind, didn't know the beer, didn't know anything about it, didn't see the color. I get very faint, very, 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 very faint dark chocolate notes. But it really, for me, it's the barrel, and not just the oakiness, but like this red wine. Man, this is good. This is really good. Yeah, again, they don't give a ton. I mean, moderately acidic, and again, I think, after that first sip, and you're like, okay, so this is the experience. Moderate, fair enough. I mean, I get the red wine so much, so I get the second note, and then beautiful. Yeah, I mean, this is a really tasty beer, and it's kind of interesting. They don't mention anything about the porter aspects either. So now I'm feeling a little bit better that I don't have a lot of porter things to talk about. Speaking of port, I could get a little bit of port out of this too. One more sip, let's see. A little jammy, but like that tartness, the acidity. Yeah, this is a really good beer. Wow. I think it's coming across on camera. I'm very happy with this. I'm glad I did it on a Tuesday, and this beer is super delicious, which is always a nice thing. Anytime you open up a bottle, right, you're like, I hope this is good, and this is really good. So Keith, man, I really like this, and yeah, a little different from my norm, which I appreciate, and yeah. So I got everyone. If you had this beer before, have you had anything else from the brewery? Drinking something tasty you want to just tell me about? Anything, everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews, both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.